And we're live. Okay, so we just check to make sure we're live on all platforms. Right, we're live on Twitch. Are we live on Rumble? That is the question, yeah? Rumble messing around a bit by the looks of it. Live stream. Okay. Well, showing live now. I think Rumble's slower than most of the other platforms, to be honest. We shall see. Right. Okay. Right. Hopefully, we're live. We are on Twitch and we are on YouTube, but Rumble seems to be behind or messing around. Let me just try and sort this out quickly. Why am I hearing it? Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys, I can hear it. There we go. Rumble is live. Okay, after playing the same trailer twice. Right, mute me. Oh, there we go. That should be better. God, Rumble's a pain in the ass, right? Yeah, Rumble was a pain in the ass. Right, so we're live. All right. Windgrace, you did comment earlier. Cool. Apple, another thing I'll never get to watch. Well, I mean, I haven't watched the trailer, so you might not want to watch it. Who knows? We shall see, right? So, I didn't know about this until earlier today. I believe this trailer came out. When did it come out? 3 hours ago. So, it's a brand new trailer from Apple. It's on YouTube, on the Apple TV Plus channel. It's funny. It's funny how all these streaming services have got channels on all the platforms, right? Yeah, maybe it would. Yeah, it may well look crap, but you can't tell much from the thumbnail if you saw that. But from the little bit, so whenever I clicked on Constellation, it started playing a little bit, and it's just got images of the ISS. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. But I mean, if you're watching and you like this content, please hit that thumbs up because it really helps us out with the algorithm. And if you want to support the channel in any way, there is a way to tip and ask and send a message. That is in the chat, and it should be in the description below as well. So yeah, we shall take a look at this trailer and have a what will it be like? Let's have a look and see. All right. So here we go. I have reduced the audio. This is on YouTube, but I don't know if Apple will try and copyright it. So I have reduced the volume by just under half.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too, Mama. Will you be careful out there?
Always. I'm very happy to be back home. But things are different.
A new original series.
I have a piano in my house. And I don't play the piano.
Do you have hallucinations?
Mama?
Yeah.
Astronauts go through things they don't understand.
That's when people come unstuck. When I was up there, the only thing I could focus on was getting back to my daughter.
I miss you, Mummy. Will you be careful out there? Mummy, who was that?
That was you and me right
Long
before the
trailer.
accident.
That was not me. Mama?
Where is she?
Who?
You!
I invented a machine. We took it into space, and I saw something. But it seems like it doesn't want to be seen.
People see things up there, and when they get back, they go crazy.
This isn't madness! You need to help me!
And all that shit up there, they're
I need to go back to her. Do I seem the same to you?
I just don't feel like you're my mum.
TV, February 21st. Actually, you know what? I think that looks pretty good, to be honest. What do you guys think? I think that looked pretty good. But we know for a fact on this channel that just watching the trailer does not mean it is going to be good. If it's a good trailer, it doesn't mean shit, basically. So, yes. I'll probably watch it and I'll probably make some reviews and reaction videos to it because why the hell not, right? But it did look like it might be interesting. But the thing is, if I just go down here, move it from there. Right, add this back up again. If you read the information, Apple TV sci-fis are on a roll. That is true. They do make some impressive science fiction shows. So this is a gripping original series starring Noomi Rapace and Jonathan Banks, premiering February 21st, blah, blah, blah. Constellation star Noomi Rapace as Jo, an astronaut who returns to Earth after disaster in space, only to discover that key pieces of her life seem to be missing. The action-packed space adventure is an exploration of the dark edges of human psychology. So it's more of a psychological thriller then, is it? And one woman's desperate quest, they're on a quest like me, to expose the truth about the hidden history of space travel and recover all that she has lost. Okay. Well, Breaking Bad, not bad. Better Call Saul, yeah. I know he's in it. You'll see him in the trailer. Wallander, The War of the Worlds, Doctor Who, James R.E., Agent Carter, and Oppenheimer, maybe. Julian Newman, Emily in Paris, and the Malorga Files. Not so sure. Will Catlett, 1001. The Devil You Know. Sure, Barbara. Well, some of the people have done a few good things, but a few good things do not make an outstanding thing, do they? So Wayne Gracie said, interesting, depends on the execution. Oh, get the words out, Mel. Come on. If it's a series-long mystery that falls apart, or if it's actually done with good revelations each episode, yeah, I agree. The execution and the revelations, they are the thing that will draw people in, and they need to be good. That's the thing that was like with Silo, right? With Silo, they keep you interested because they just give you enough in each episode to build up for the finale, right? So they just give you enough, but the rest of the episode is boring as shit. But there's that, they give you enough information in each episode to keep you intrigued and wanting to see it. And the cat's just decided to come straight away. I mean, hasn't even been time. Haven't even had much time. So no Nugget. Cats. If you ever want to start a YouTube channel, just don't have any cats. Come on, shoot. Come on. Come on, out the way. Come on. Right. There we go. That got rid of him for the moment. He'll come back if I'm not careful, so I can't keep this one going for too long. But I'd say, yeah, it does look like an interesting show. I will probably take a look at it, and I will make some videos on it, because why the hell not? Like I said. So yeah, that's basically my reaction. I mean, what else can I say? But yeah, Apple do make some very impressive looking shows. Was it like Foundation? It looks impressive, but I can't. I don't like the show that much. I like the visuals. The visuals, they look outstanding, right? But the show itself, the dialogue and the storyline, it needed more work done, and they just didn't pay attention to that. I think they concentrated more on the visual effects mostly. Invasion, it was more dialogue than anything else, and switching between different places in the world during an invasion, which is not a good thing, because it's one of my pet peeves with the remake of Battlestar Galactica, where we kept going back to Caprica and then Battlestar, then Caprica, then the Battlestar, then the Cylons, then the Battlestar, then the Galactic, then back to Caprica. It's a pain in the arse. But it had the story, right? They were always linked. It's like they found the reason they were going back to Caprica is because that's where they were concentrating on finding out that the Cylons were humanoid, right? And then all that backwards and forwards stuff was all until Starbuck could go back and get the Arrow of Apollo. Yeah. Apple has one benefit. It's probably the ability to actually resolve this thing. A lot of these conceptually shows from back in the day never finished their run. Thanks, network TV. Yeah, that's the thing. If the networks didn't like their ratings, they would just kill the show off, right? I mean, that's what happened with Firefly. Firefly was way ahead of its time when it came out. If Firefly came out on a streaming service, we would probably still be getting Firefly episodes now, right? We'll probably still be getting new episodes. Nugget, stay away from the camera, okay? No, stay away from the camera. Don't hiss at me, you little sod. All right, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to give him something to eat because he gets cranky. Right, sorry about that, guys. I haven't seen him all bloody day. And then when I get on the computer to do this, he comes along. He's a pain in the ass. He really is. But yeah, network TV really did. They ruined shows if they didn't like the ratings. And like I said, if Firefly was out now on streaming, if it had been to streaming straight away, we wouldn't have had the problem. And to be honest, I would assume that would be the same with Stargate. If Stargate was made for streaming at the time early stages of streaming, when it would have been early. But if the streaming services existed, we'd probably still have Stargate running, right? It'd be our constant drama, sci-fi, action. But it wouldn't be as good because we've got the added the added thing of being anticipating the new stuff, right? So hopefully we'll get an announcement from Apple soon about, not Apple, from Amazon soon about it. Yeah, but at the same time, the Sci-Fi Channel was actually the reason that it's got cancelled, and Universe existed. To be honest, I mean, yeah, it means the network was responsible for it, but they're the ones that killed it off essentially. Because I think season 5 of Atlantis, I think that that felt really different from the previous 4 seasons of Atlantis. So I think that's what happened. The networks just said, right, we don't want to concentrate on SG1. We don't want no more SG1. We don't want no more Atlantis. We just want Universe. And then we had 2 seasons of Universe, and then they sort of saw that they had fucked up, and they just axed the show, right? After 2 seasons. Which is why we had the ending, and everyone's crying out, we want to know what happened to Eli. I want to know what happened to Eli. Universe is not the best of the shows. I mean, I think Atlantis became better than SG1, but only at the point where, when Atlantis was released, they started concentrating on Atlantis rather than SG1, which is why the final seasons of SG1 were not as good or well written as the previous seasons. Because they were all the writers and everything were concentrating on Atlantis at the time, and that's what happened with Universe as well. Because I think when did Universe come out? Was it around the 5th season or the 4th season of Atlantis? I can't remember, but it had the same thing. Everything was being sent over and concentrate on the new show. So that was a pain in the ass. So yeah. What else? Atlantis got cancelled. The DVD market and lack of money is the reason we lost the crossover movies. Yeah, we got those 2 SG1 movies, which were straight to DVD. They should have been cinematic, to be honest. I mean, that's what they originally planned, wasn't it? When SG1 was cancelled, they planned on, if I remember correctly, they wanted to release 2 or 3 DVD movies, or 2 DVD movies and a cinematic movie every year or so, I think. I think if I remember correctly, the SGU was in production during season 5 of Atlantis, which is why season 5 of Atlantis doesn't hold up as much as the previous 4 seasons. But Atlantis is my favorite of the Stargate shows. SG1 will always have a place in my heart, but Atlantis was I can't explain it, but I mean, if you liked Stargate, I mean, what was your favorite one? A lot of people will say, a lot of the people that only saw Universe and then went back, they probably say that Universe is their favorite. But I didn't get to watch SG1 until after it was cancelled. I watched like a few episodes whilst it was running, but I didn't have access to Sky or anything, so I didn't have access to the Sci-Fi Channel at the time. So when I think I finally got to watch it about the time that just after Atlantis had started. I think it was like maybe after the first season of Atlantis. So let's start. Yeah, Stargate Infinity. Yeah, definitely Stargate Infinity. SGU was in pre-production. I don't think they started. Well, it was in pre-production, but that's when they started dragging the writers and other creators to Atlantis, to Universe, wasn't it? I think the main people that they didn't take over to Universe was was probably the crew, because they were trying new things, and I think they brought in some new crew to take over from the normal SGU or normal SG1 and SGA ones. And Stargate Infinity was a terrible animated show, but it was meant for kids, right? So it was meant to be like a bridge for the kids as they grow up to become, to start watching the Stargate as a whole. So it was meant to encourage them when they were older, but it only ran for one season, and I think it was it 30 episodes or something along those lines. I think it was 30 episodes. No, I didn't like Infinity. I think I watched the pilot and maybe glimpse at the second episode, but I never really got into it. But it was too. I mean, it had the huge differences, didn't it? I mean, it had a few things that SG1 never took advantage of. They never had vehicles. The only time they had vehicles, and they had Hummers on that episode where they end up going to that world to try to disable Anubis's mothership, wasn't it? Where they took the F-302 through the gate and then rebuilt it just to. I think that's the only time we actually saw any human-made vehicles on another world, other than the ones where they go to. Was it the one with where they take the IOA representatives to the was it the Alpha site? No, it's the Beta site. I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, but the thing about the Malps and the drones, I mean, drones were understandable. I mean, drones were becoming a huge thing in real life, so they had to feature them in there. So when they added the drones, they increased the scope of their recon out further from the gate. That's the main point of the drones. The vehicles. The problem with the mounts is they're only meant to transport equipment, not people, right? You can transport injured people. I mean, they are designed to carry stretchers and stuff, but it's not something that you would use to go on a long recon mission. Because I mean, as it stood, I mean, even when they built the Alpha site and the Beta site, they were around the gate. They weren't a distance from the gate. If that makes sense. But with Stargate, I mean, this is supposed to be a trailer reaction to Constellation. I know it's becoming a general hangout. But yeah. I liked the trailer, though. I mean, it did look pretty good. But I'm not sure about the concept at the moment, because the way that they look, the way it shows, it doesn't look that impressive, if that makes any sense. It looks interesting, let's just put it that way. I seriously doubt that. But I don't know. I don't think it is anything to do with Stargate. I mean, I never got the feeling, if that makes any sense. But Stargate is the type of science fiction show that other companies should actually be following. And the Dark Knight movies are they? Well, one thing we know is in the Stargate universe is MacGyver. MacGyver is in the Stargate universe, because they reference it often enough. Star Trek does exist in the Stargate universe, so just like Star Trek exists in the Doctor Who universe, because there's that famous image of the Doctor standing, looking over a balcony. I think it was like supposed to be a library or something, and you see on another level across the huge, well, I don't know, atrium or whatever they call it, and on another balcony, there's you see four guys, I think, two in, and they're all wearing Star Trek uniforms, so it's like TNG uniforms in the distance, and you can clearly make them out. I can't remember where the image is. I can't remember. Let's see if I can find it. I'll just do a quick Google. Like the Star Trek Doctor Who image. It's just a picture. See if I can find it. There are comics with Doctor Who, Star Trek crossovers as well, aren't there? I'm trying to find the old image that has them in the back, in the distance. It's like I think it's like the first ever reference Star Trek in Doctor Who. Seeing a lot of fan created stuff. I can't see it anywhere for some reason. No, can't see it. I can't find the picture. It's a shame. I'm actually surprised it's not visible in more places, because it does exist. No, it's not showing up. That is a pity. Absolute pity. But it was like an official painting or something that was made for, I think it's for Doctor Who specifically, and it had it was supposed to be Jean-Luc Picard and that in the background. So it's supposed to be literally a direct link between the shows. Hi, Tadivaka Vamsi Krishna. Hope I pronounced that properly. I apologize if I haven't. So all the sci-fi series I have seen so far on Apple TV Plus, Severance, For All Mankind is actually a really good show. It's a very good alternate timeline, isn't it? Silo, yeah, I liked Silo, but it was a bit slow in places, and I don't usually like drawn out things, but because I was making videos about it at the time. If you go back into my video list, you'll be able to see I reacted to pretty much every episode. Foundation, I haven't done any videos on Foundation because I don't really like the show. I mean, it looks outstanding, but I can't sit there and watch it for some reason. And I appreciate that you think they're absolutely good. I mean, each to their own. I mean, I just have some issues with certain types of shows, if that makes any sense. Severance, I didn't really watch Severance, to be honest, but yeah, For All Mankind is an amazing show. Silo was good, yeah. I wouldn't say it was amazing, but it was definitely good, because it was too drawn out for me personally. But thanks for coming, buddy. Maybe I can convince you to subscribe if you want to do that. But yeah, if you're not already. What else? That Yorkshire Geek. Hey Steve, how you doing? 24 had the same guy playing the president as in SG1. So in my head, Canon Jack Bauer might end up. That would actually be pretty impressive. I wouldn't mind that. Jack Bauer appearing as maybe a CIA, but mind you, he wouldn't, because Jack Bauer was counterterrorism, wasn't he? The CTU, that famous ringtone that I wanted to get for my phone, but it wasn't available when I finally could get it. But yeah, I mean, he did play the president, but is that enough to link it? Yeah, could be enough to link it. The Dark Knight had the same president. That's my reasoning for that too. Plus, Teal'c was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was, but I don't remember seeing him, to be honest. I mean, I don't know why, but I can't remember seeing him that much. It might be because he has hair in it, maybe. Is that possibly it doesn't stand out as much as he does when he's Teal'c? CSG1 is true. Well, people wish. I mean, there is a big conspiracy theory that it actually exists, right? Jonas was supposed to be in the Orville, but he screwed up his audition like a putz. He wasn't one of my favorite characters, to be honest. I know a lot of Stargate fans think that he should have had like a spin-off show and been in charge of something on his world. Was it Kelowna? Is his world Kelowna? I can't remember what his. I think it was Kelowna. But yeah, hey, people have the right to make mistakes, don't they? But yeah, it's crazy to think of a lot of things. No, I mean that's what I mean. He's not my favorite character, like I said, so I don't think he deserves it, to be honest. Maybe he might have been a better in Atlantis. That's a fair assumption. I mean, I think he might have been better in Atlantis than having another show. Because I think he would get on with Shepard, wouldn't he? He'd get on really well with Shepard. But yeah, he had to do his own thing. He had to go home and didn't he become the leader of his home world or something? It was like he managed to unify his entire planet at one point. Just check the other platforms and make sure they're still up and running. Yes, they are. No comments. No comments. That's unfortunate. But if you like this video, please do remember to hit that thumbs up because it really helps us out with the algorithm and gets us put out to a large audience. It really helps. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing because I do try and make some pretty interesting videos if I can. And at the moment, I'm doing a lot of lives, especially for Assassin's Creed, which I will be going live for at some point tonight. I'm thinking maybe I might go live with Assassin's Creed again at 7. I'm not sure. I haven't set it up yet. So it'll just be like an impromptu Assassin's Creed because I have something to watch at 9 o'clock, I believe. I still haven't watched. I haven't finished watching Moontrap. So yeah, I haven't been able to do that because I've had issues sleeping last night, so I ended up having a late night. I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning by the time I finally got to sleep. So I woke up in the afternoon and it was like, oh dear. Yeah, so I mean, if you go and follow Windgrace. Follow and subscribe to Windgrace. They got some great content on there, and also that old Yorkshire Geek Steve is amazing. He does some really good videos. You should check them out for sure. He was. Yeah. Yes, Jonas Quinn did do that. But yeah, Constellation, the starship from Star. No, sorry, no. I mean, seriously, can they not imagine? Can they not think up different names? mean, because you say Constellation, what do you think? You think of Picard's ship with the 4 nacelles, right? It's like if they came up with a show called Constitution, you'd think of the Enterprise, wouldn't you? No worries, no worries. No problem whatsoever. Stargazer, yeah, exactly. Look, that's the Stargazer is actually a Constellation class ship, right? It's a refitted Constellation class ship that existed at the same time as the Constitution class Enterprise, before and after the refit. So, yeah, you'd think Constellation. I think what was it? The Enterprise was the Constitution. Was that a phase 3 was the refit, because there was supposed to be a phase 2 for a new series, but they didn't go ahead with the series. They went ahead with the motion picture instead, which is why we got the phase 3 Enterprise instead of the phase 2. Because the phase 2 Enterprise was going to have the same nacelles. I think that was the major difference, wasn't it? The major difference was going to be the nacelles, and I think the saucer was going to be slightly different as well. And the nacelles were going to have the glowing red facades on the end. And the glow and the blue glow on the inside edge of the nacelles, which actually the TOS Enterprise was supposed to have the blue glow on the inside edge as well, but they didn't go ahead with it because it was, I think they had a problem with, well, they had a financial problem because it was basically done in someone's garage, wasn't it? So they had issues with the model because they couldn't afford a really good model. They only had they could only afford what they got. But yeah, even the refit in the movie was supposed to have the blue glow on the inner edge of the nacelles, I believe, which is a shame they didn't do that. I would have thought they would have been able to for the movie. But yeah, Stargazer. Constellation class. Or Constellation class refit. Yeah, pretty much every Kelvin ship is ugly. But it is based on a ship that was actually considered officially recognized as a canon ship. I forget the name of it. I think it was categorized as a destroyer, I think. Because the Enterprise was the Constitution was a cruiser. I think the Constellation was a heavy cruiser, I think. Yeah, I think the Constellation was a heavy cruiser. That's why it had. I think it was supposedly the Constellation had 4 nacelles because it had 2 warp engines. I think that's why. But no, I would have liked to. I'd like to see. You know what they should do? They should have a show, and they should make a new Star Trek show where it's maybe a TNP era. That's the movie period, the movie era, where they're in a refitted Miranda class. Why does it have to be the Enterprise? It doesn't have to be the Enterprise. DS9 and Voyager proved that, right? Discovery has, well, they just ruined Star Trek, but that's besides the point. But I just don't see why they have to have the Enterprise. I mean, they didn't have to change in Picard. They didn't have to change the Titan to the Enterprise. They had no reason for it other than, oh look, the Enterprise is back, but it's a renamed Titan. Why? It's ugly as fuck. It did grow on me as the Titan in Picard, but as the Enterprise, no. Enterprises are not supposed to be ugly. They're meant to be outstandingly gorgeous. From the NX-01 up. That's possible, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, that would be good. In fact, why can't Paramount get a hold of the Axonar boys and say, here's a budget, make your show, make your series or movie. Because Axonar looks outstanding. They got great people working there and creating Axonar, but they're not allowed to release anything because then they were taken to court and they lost. Paramount won the court case. Axonar looks. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't touch it. No, because as far as Paramount and CBS are concerned, Axonar is toxic. But the problem is, you got people on YouTube making better content than the companies that have created the IP in the first place. For example, AFK. Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen any of the AFK videos where he's using Unreal Engine 5, I think, to create these little sketches, and then he'll put them all together and make like one long. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but he'll just make one video with every single one when he's finished. But they look outstanding, and they're funny as hell, and they look so much better than anything Lucasfilm is bringing out or has brought out. And that's just using animate. That's animated. That's game software, basically. Where is that? Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, no, they probably will. They will likely hire someone else to use their ideas. But yeah. All right, guys, I think that's it. So yeah, go and subscribe to Windgrace and also that old Yorkshire Geek. I will put the descriptions to their channels in the link below, so you can go check them out if you want. Or in the description below. Did I say chat below? I said description below. Whichever. Well, in the description below, they'll have their links. And if you want to support the channel, please do so, but via the Streamlabs tipping link, which is also down below. And hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because it really helps, and I'd greatly appreciate it. If you do leave a tip, any comments that you leave with it will be read out during the next live broadcast. So until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and as always, may the Schwartz be with you. See you later.